We've got another edition of the Lowcountry Chronicle Business Spotlight. We are here today with Josh Wendt from Zero Dark Gaming. Josh, how are you today, sir?
What's up, brother? I am outstanding. How are you?
Very good. Very excited to talk to you. Zero Dark's over on 30 Malthus Road, next to the PetSmart. It's in the old Sports Clips building for those who would know such things. But um, you've got an exciting concept going. Tell us a little bit about what's going on over at Zero Dark.
Yeah, no, I want to say really quick, Tim, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me and giving me the opportunity to speak with you. It's always great, talking with you. So what we got going on here, I'm actually in Zero Dark right now. What we do here, Tim, is gaming, esports, photography, videography, and entertainment. Now, most of the gaming related stuff is what you see inside of Zero Dark. We do a lot of the photography and videography stuff like out in the field. We do photography and videography here as well, but it's more kind of focused on gaming. So when you walk into Zero Dark, we have 14 stations in here. And what that means is basically every single station, um, people have access to two monitors, headset, mic, webcam. They have access to PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch at every single station. We have a number of games that are already pre-downloaded on all the consoles, on the PCs. So they have access to over 1,000 games that kids, adults can play games. They can create content. We have full hookups for content creation, that being like YouTube, Twitch streaming, Kick streaming. And so there's a lot of access to, because my background is more like within content creation and like filmmaking. And so I wanted to have a space where people could get together, meet other like-minded people, collaborate on content, be able to Twitch stream out of a space, be able to make YouTube videos. And so where our 14 stations are in Zero Dark, we call that area the arena. And then we have a lounge area, which is where we have a full setup for podcasting. So we have a full podcast setup for up to 4 people can do a podcast, a watch party. So, for example, we did a watch party where people were reacting to the Super Bowl. And at the same time that we were doing the watch party, we had a tournament within the arena, which is another area that we do tournaments on a consistent basis. We did a Madden tournament during the Super Bowl. And so we run, tournaments within the space. That was something that I take really personally and was really important to me, was to have tournaments. And
Now, did
so
you did you play in the Madden tournament, or did you
I did.
recuse
Yep.
yourself?
Yep. Yeah, I did. I got smoked for sure,
Yeah.
but no, it's a lot of fun. Um, Madden I used to play a lot back. Pretty much like Madden '09 was probably my favorite Madden. As it's kind of progressed over the years, it's not that it's gotten more complex, but my reaction time isn't as quick as it used to be. I got to be better for sure. But no, it was a lot of fun. I try to compete in the tournaments as well, because it's kind of part of who I am. I love competing, whether it was
Yeah.
in sports, soccer. I played soccer in high school and in college, and so love traditional sports, but I also love esports. So for people who don't know what esports is, it's electronic sports, basically professional gaming. And so a lot of times on our TVs in here, we'll have different esports events going on, and we can do reactions to those things and podcasts around esports and even sports as well.
A lot of high schools are taking on esports as a sport now. So it's really become more and more mainstream. I like you. I've been gaming. I watched the Madden documentary on Prime, and it was just bringing me back to old memories. And I've been playing Madden forever. But like you said, reactionary time, whatever the game is, I find myself a little bit behind with my kids now. So, um, but you know, in terms of you mentioned that you were a filmmaker. What made you say, all right, this is the space I want to get into. This is really cool. This is where I think I can make an impact.
Yeah. Well, you know, the if we go back, one of the things that was really what I loved about, you know, when it came to video games, and obviously content creation was like a passion of mine all the way back, and really pretty much 2009 2010 is when I started to kind of dabble in it, and it was really before YouTube really took off. But the inspiration was actually from GameStop. And what they used to do, Tim, and maybe they still do it to this day, I'm not sure, but um, they would have a midnight launch for different games. So they had, I remember it specifically, it was Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. They had a midnight launch. Everybody would get together. You'd wait in line to get your copy of the game. You'd wait till midnight. And what GameStop would do is they would have just a tournament where everyone would be able to play the new game. So at that time, it was Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. And we were all able to play against each other. It was so cool. It was like an opportunity for all of us to get together. And I remember thinking specifically after playing in the tournament and watching others play, I was thinking, you know, this is so cool, but why can't we do this all the time? Why is it once a year or a couple times a year? I remember going to a midnight launch for Gears of War. I remember going, you know, to a number of Call of Duty midnight launches. And so the inspiration came from that. And I thought a decade ago that these would be all over the country. The gaming cafes were popular over in Korea and Japan.
Absolutely.
And it really never made its way over to the States. And so we're like one of 10 gaming cafes in the whole country. There's a few of them up in New York. There's a few over in California, one in Miami. But I just thought that they would be all over the place, just because it's a great opportunity to meet like-minded people. You and I both know, like, a lot of gamers, they're reserved, they're shy. But when you get them in a place where there's like-minded gamers or content creators or YouTubers, all it takes is an introduction. Hey, Jimmy, this is Jacob. Jacob, this is Jimmy. And
Yep.
just a quick introduction. They're off to the races. They're nerding out about games. They almost feel at home.
Part of community, not just an online thing, you know. And I think parents, quite honestly, you know, parents that get nervous about their kids, you know, in front of the screens too much. I think this is like the perfect way to encourage what your kids want to do, but bring them into a communal space and let them see face to face, like, oh wow, other strategies from a kid, or just get to know your fellow gamers and really form even more of a face to face community.
Yeah, a lot of people actually, I never really intended for Zero Dark to start forming like this, but I guess that, you know, any business that you look at, it changes over time. But what we found out very early, Tim, was a lot of people were comparing this to like a gym for gamers. So like, I'll give you an example. Like, so if you go to the gym on a regular basis, why go to the gym when maybe you have some weights at home? Well, the difference is typically at a gym, you've got way more options in terms of like different, you know, forms of different types of weights, different weight, you know, different band workouts that you can do, things of that nature. But it's also the culture within like a gym where you get to meet other like-minded people, and it gets you out into the public, into the public eye and things of that nature. Well, in here, everybody, for the most part now, that's a gamer, you have a gaming system at home, or maybe you have two gaming systems at home. But do you have an Xbox, a PlayStation, a Switch, a PC? Do you have access to a full podcast setup? Do you have, and I didn't even mention this, Tim, in the lounge, we also have it fully bordered for virtual reality. Do you have all of those things at home? And do you get an opportunity to meet other people? Because a lot of times when you're just in your room and you're playing with other people across the globe, or even people in your local town, it's awesome. But imagine a place you can get together on a consistent basis where you can play games in person. And so I felt like that was really important as well. So yeah, I take those.
And do you have 1,000 games on your system? You know, do you have
Yeah, and that too. Yeah, they have access to like all of Xbox Game Pass, PlayStation Premium Plus, Nintendo Switch Online, PC Game Pass. So yeah, you have access to so many different games. So really, like, you know, whatever world that you want to enter next, it gives you like an opportunity within Zero Dark to do that, or try new things like streaming. I have had a number of YouTubers and Twitch streamers that were not YouTubers, were not Twitch streamers until they came into Zero Dark. They saw that they had the hookups. I showed them how to kind of set everything up. And I have a guy who comes in every single week. He's committed to streaming once a week out of Zero Dark. And the word for the year for us is impact, and we want to figure out the most ways that we can help impact the Lowcountry, impact the community, and create this outlet that I didn't have growing up. I felt like it was really important to do something that, it's not really being done much within the country. And so, yeah, I take it I take it seriously for sure.
I love what you guys, yeah, and you guys have you guys have seen opportunities and seized them. You started the after school program, which I thought was a brilliant idea in terms of just giving kids, again, a communal space to do things they love, but also for parents to know that they're supervised in a space, which is fantastic. How's that been going?
Yeah, after school is awesome, man. And like anything, we're slowly in the building blocks, in terms of more and more people are starting to come in, giving the after school a try. We've got a number of kids that come on a weekly basis or a couple of times a week. Helps with, obviously, like I had mentioned earlier, some of these gamers, they're, reserved, they're shy, but when you get them in a space where there's other kids that they can like just talk or play games together, or just have a space where they can do homework. And then after they're done doing their homework, they can play some games, kind of unwind from, the school day, and parents can drop their kids off and they can go shop if they need to, or they, can do a number of different things, throughout their day, and know that their kids are in like a safe space where they can do homework, but also can do something that they're passionate about and talk to other kids and meet new kids as well. So after school, yeah, it's going for sure. And we're slowly growing for sure.
And I think just you got spring, summer coming up. The opportunities to not just get the local community, but get the tourists coming into as another option. If you don't want a beach day, but you want your kids, or if you want an adult beach day and you want your kids to be somewhere to have fun. I mean, there's I think what I'm excited about for you is there's so many different ways to go with this. You've really captured on um, the means of exploring passions and doing it in a way where it can be communal. I just think it's a brilliant idea. Um,
I
so
appreciate
excited
it.
for you. So
Yeah.
excited for you to get open. You've got some, and you've already you were saying before we went on, the birthday parties have been a huge hit out of the gate.
Yeah, yeah, and that was another thing I didn't really expect, the birthday parties to take off like they do. We have booked every weekend, for example, like March, birthday parties every single weekend. I think the difference between Zero Dark and say other places that you can, host a birthday party is when you book a birthday party through Zero Dark, it's a fully private event. I know like there's a number of different places that you can go to, and we take it really, I mean, it's incredible the community's response to us having the option to do a birthday party here. But I know in other places it's not like a fully private event. You're still in like a public space, and so this gives you like that intimate feel here where kids can, especially kids who are gamers and stuff, they get an opportunity to play with a bunch of their friends and stuff. And yeah, we have a couple of birthday packages. We have a pro package and a legendary package. The primary difference between the two of them, Tim, is basically, one, you're going to get up to 10 kids for 2 hours. And then the legendary package is going to give you up to 14 kids for 4 hours. So
Wow.
this depends on, how much time you want and like how many kids you're going to have come in. But we even incorporate our photography and videography services into that. So we include like a group photo, a photo of the birthday child or birthday kid, and a Zero Dark shirt for the birthday kid, as well. And so, yeah, and obviously we do like there's additional like add-ons that we can include for parents. Like, for example, we have a birthday party this weekend and it's for two kids, and they are both passionate about Fortnite. So what we can do is we can theme the space around Fortnite, for example. We can put Fortnite on the TVs. We can kind of just theme the space to whatever it is that they're into. We did this for like Marvel Rivals. We've done it. We've done it a number of times for different birthday parties. So we kind of customize the birthday and the birthday package around what it is that people want. And so, yeah, we're really excited about it. It is definitely, it's been something that's been taken off for sure.
You've got tournaments as well, which we talked a little bit about Madden, but I mean, you've got some other tournaments coming up. One this weekend, right?
Yeah, so we've got a Mortal Kombat 11 tournament. So it's a 1v1 tournament. We've had a lot of community feedback on doing like different fighting game tournaments and stuff. And so, yeah, we're really excited about Mortal Kombat 11. We have a number of people that have signed up for it. We certainly still have openings for it, but yeah, I think that the tournaments, it brings out, it's a lot of fun, but it also brings out, that competition out of gamers. I know we did last month, we did a Call of Duty Black Ops 6 2v2 tournament, and that was insane. It was absolutely awesome. Like just seeing like the community get together for this thing and, just competing for the pride of being like the first Call of Duty tournament winners within Zero Dark, like, part of that, like just that legacy and all of those things I thought it was really neat. Everybody, it was great sportsmanship, high competition. Like, I mean, we had some kids in here that I was blown away by how many great players within Call of Duty live here in the Lowcountry, and I can't wait to see that with Mortal Kombat 11. I can't wait to see that with future, tournaments that we do, which we're going to be reaching out to the community for community feedback on different games that they want to see. We're going to be doing like a post that where people can, choose, oh, we want to see a Mario Kart tournament. We want to see another Call of Duty tournament. We want to see a chess tournament. And so we're going to be doing those things for April, especially.
Very cool. In terms of the space itself, um, you said you've got 14 stations overall.
Yeah, so you have 14 stations, and then we have the lounge that has the podcast setup that can fit 4 people, and virtual reality. So right now we have one virtual reality headset. So it's a MetaQuest 3S. It's the newest one, and it has MetaQuest Plus, which is basically kind of like Xbox Game Pass. It's all of the games that MetaQuest offers. It's like 20 games or something that they have to choose from between like, tennis, golf, bowling, Jurassic World, Gorilla Tag. There's a bunch of different games on there. So yeah, so 14 though in total within the arena.
It's you talk about having different options for indoor fun around here, and this is absolutely unique. It's I love the fact that you're with, especially with the parties. I really think having the space to yourself means a lot. A lot of times you'll have restaurant gatherings for private events that will close the restaurant down, but you don't see that very often for birthday parties.
Yeah, 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 it's an interesting point, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with having an event that's not private. Sometimes, I'm sure there's benefits to that, but I always felt like I just think of it from me personally. For my kids, if I'm going to have a birthday party for them, I would prefer it to be more intimate, and in a setting where they can all talk, they can have fun together, and they don't have to worry about the rest of the public, like kind of. And I'm not saying, most of the time people are respectful, but the
Sure.
thought of like, just someone raining on someone else's parade, like always was something in the back of my mind. So I just thought that it was really important to make, if we're going to have a birthday party here, I wanted to make it, a private event, something special and memorable for the birthday kid, for the parents, make it very seamless, very easy. And they're in, they're out. We do all the setup, we do all the cleanup. So it's kind of like a very quick, in out. They can, we have tables set up in here that they can if they want to bring certain, food, pizza, cake, there's other things that they want to bring, they can absolutely do that. And like I said, I think it makes for a different type of birthday experience.
And you've got the spring and the summer coming up. You're looking at some summer camp options. You mentioned streaming earlier, and uh, I think the whole idea of like a streamer university sort of thing is really intriguing. You've got the setup, you've got the knowledge, um, and there's kids, and honestly, I'll tell you what. There's a lot of adults that are looking to get into streaming and don't know how either.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know what, and it's crazy. I mean, I've had a number of parents and kids, young adults that have come in and they're like, "Hey, Josh, like I don't have this set up at my house for YouTube or Twitch streaming, but I'm really interested in it. Can you show me how?" And so, yeah, we're looking into summer camps. And by the way, I've been doing YouTube for over a decade. I've been doing Twitch streaming for about 7 years at this point, and so I'm not an expert, but I know I've been through a number of different changes through the algorithm of YouTube and Twitch and things of that nature, and so I can definitely help individuals when it comes to setting those things up and at least getting them to the point of pressing that record button or that stream button. And so yeah, we're looking into doing summer camps where we teach these things like, that content creation is a really viable option as a career path. And if it's not necessarily like a career for you, you can make it into a passive income, creating multiple avenues of passive income through, streaming, through YouTube ad revenue, through merchandise sales, to sponsorships, to all these different, like opportunities that are within the content creation atmosphere. I think is really important for us to target. My wife, who's helping me has been helping me from day one with Zero Dark. She's really she's created her own small business with reselling, like on Poshmark, Mercari, all these things. And so she's gotten into like the merchandise realm, and so she's actually helping Zero Dark when it comes to merchandise and sponsorships. And so I think that it's important for people to know that that it is absolutely a viable option. And I know it can be intimidating with this ever-changing landscape of gaming and esports as well as content creation, because there's more people doing it now than more than ever, and there's a lot of competition. But if you have a niche and you can just start recording, just start grinding at those things, and you evolve and get 1% better every single day, you can make things happen you never thought were possible. So, yeah, we are absolutely looking into summer camps for the summer. We'll have more information about it in the coming weeks for sure.
It's so exciting to see, like w- when I was growing up, gaming was a definitely more of a nerdy thing. Then you went through the whole thing of is it useful, and all of the violent stuff, and I think we're at a point now where between between the younger kids. But listen, I know 40-year-olds, 45, 50-year-olds that that's their unwind when they come home, is to play Call of Duty, or to play some sort of game together online with folks. And I just think the idea of marrying that sort of uh, community and bringing them into the same space is just, it's awesome. It's awesome, and I'm so
Yeah.
excited to see what's next for you guys, and really excited that you got open. I It was one of those things when I saw you, um, when I saw it first out there. I was like, yes, like this is something that I've been stewing on, and just one of those ideas that never got off the ground. And to see you doing it, to see the passion that you are bringing to this, it's really excited. Really exciting.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited, Tim, for sure. I think you're right, without question. I think the overall sentiment on gaming has changed over the years, but
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
it was looked at as, like gamers are nerds or whatever, and it's certainly, the narrative has definitely changed. But I've even looked at, I did a podcast last week with the good buddy of mine, and we were talking about how gaming is kind of like, it's become more of like a brotherhood or like a sisterhood almost, where some of the people in real life, some of them you don't know. But I actually attribute gaming, like a lot of things within my own experience, to like gaming actually in a number of ways kept me out of trouble, like with, in all honesty, in a number of ways, whether it was in college, high school, all those things. Instead of going out, sometimes I would just, grind with my friends. And if I had a space like this, that's why we started this, because I would be at it's a space that I would be at all the time.
Yeah.
I would want to be at a place like this to meet other people, because I grew up in a small town in Ohio, and in that town, I could always meet other gamers, but I could never find other YouTubers. I could never find other Twitch streamers. And so a space like this would have been, I would have just absolutely loved it, as I was growing up and stuff. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm incredibly excited about it. And I'm really grateful for you, like, and just, like what your mission is and how you're really helping small businesses. And you saw something in us, and I'm really grateful for you and grateful for the opportunity to be working with you guys. And I can't wait for the future, man, for sure.
So many, and you brought up so many of my memories. Like it's just like movies, music, TV. Like it it's one of the, first of all, it's the biggest form of entertainment. And when you just talk about the billions of dollars in the industry, but I mean the gaming is the same way. So many memories growing up, and as an adult, just so many memories are tied to playing a game, or you know beating somebody in Blades of Steel back in the day in my college dorm. I mean, just little things like that. I mean, it's so many great memories around gaming, and I love that you created a space where you can create those memories together. So, it's Zero Dark Gaming. It's at 30 Malthus Road, Suite 105 in Bluffton, over near right next to the PetSmart. For those who remember the old Sports Clip space, they've completely, as you can see in back of Josh, they've completely just redreamed the renovated and made it into such a cool space. And we hope y'all get over there. Josh, anything else that we didn't get to that you want to get out there before we say goodbye?
You know what, man? I would say, like, if people are, watching at home, you guys definitely can check out all of our different services and offerings, whether it's with the, gaming stuff, the photography, videography stuff. We have it separated by two different websites. So we have zerodarkgaming.com and then zerodarkphotography.com. And yeah, I'm excited to meet all of you for sure. You can also follow along on our podcast network that we recently launched, our content network. We started a YouTube team called We're Animal, and we've launched all of our podcasts onto that YouTube channel. It's just youtube.com/We're Animal. That's ANML. And we're really excited about the future, and I'm actually looking for hosts as well as featured, like, just guests and things of that nature, to come onto our podcast to just give some insight into, gaming, esports, the world around us, the world of sports, things of that nature. So we're certainly looking for experts. Definitely planning on getting you on at some point, Tim, without
For
question.
sure.
Yeah. But outside of that, man, I'm really grateful for you, grateful for the opportunity. Definitely don't take it for granted. And yeah, man, let's grind.
Absolutely. Josh Wendt, so appreciative for you coming on and telling us all about the business. It's Zero Dark Gaming here on Low Country Chronicle.